So here we go, guys. We have finally got a bit more information about Season 2, which comes out today. We're going to dive down into everything we've got here with the press release, the dev diary, and explore what to expect with Season 2.
Hello, everyone. We're happy to have you with us today to talk about the upcoming content for TDUSC.
Long awaited for this one, guys, isn't it?
We're talking about Season 2. A significant update marking the return of Ibiza to TDU. It's a well-known place for TDU fans, where we also started in TDU 2. It's an exciting location, offering something quite different from the first season in Hong Kong, Asia. Now, we're heading back to Europe, to a Mediterranean island with sunny weather, which changes the...
First of all, the very first glimpse we had there just a couple of seconds ago, can we come back to that frame? Landscape in itself looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, this is something we should be expecting with the game. The landscape, the picturesque views that we had over in Singapore, again, replicated over here in Ibiza. Very much looking forward to exploring some of the landscapes that they're recreating for us on that one-to-one scale.
With sunny weather, which changes the atmosphere and gameplay. This video is here to detail all the new features and updates coming for this new season of TDUSC.
So first of all, the new map, of course. We knew that this was where we were going, guys. We were heading over to Ibiza, into Ibiza, and it's a new map in game, so it's of course it's going to create a lot more buzz, a lot more excitement, new places to explore. Let's hear what the devs have got to say first of all before we dive into the new map of Ibiza.
We have recreated the entire city of Ibiza, the capital of Ibiza. We've done it with the same level of detail that we had in Hong Kong, even a little more.
Now, what I kind of spoke about when I done the Season 2 video previously was the potential integration that they could have with some real life places. What we can see right here, the big hotel, this very much could have been Ibiza Rocks Hotel if it was going to be the whole Ibiza map. Obviously, it's now completely clear that it's the city of Ibiza. There is more that could have been done, but I'm not bothered by that at all. That one right there in particular looks absolutely fantastic, having, you know, a bit of a luxury hotel there that we're going to be in about.
Our goal is to make players feel like they are truly on Ibiza, fully immersed in its environment. That's one of the hallmarks of TDU, and it matters a lot to us. Personally, I love it. And for TDU fans, obviously going back to Ibiza is really exciting. Ibiza is a Mediterranean island, offering a very different climate from Hong Kong. The landscapes are also nothing alike, so just with the environment, we offer a new experience. That's really interesting. Showcasing Ibiza is also the opportunity to rediscover a place the player knows, but made with the TDUSC technology, with the detail we're now capable of, and that we have.
So, again, something else we knew was coming here was new vehicles in the game. As of yet, a small car list has been publicised. We'll cover that off later on, but let's hear what the guys have got to say for us regarding the new vehicles in TDU.
Had for Hong Kong Island. New cars will be available this season, particularly the Ferrari California.
Oh, I like it. I like it. The Ferrari California. Big fan of the Ferrari California. Of course, it's a bit of an older car now, but the California coming to us, and it looks absolutely picturesque sitting on this little side street here in Ibiza. Now, yeah, let's let them talk a little bit more before we talk about the cars.
It's very dear to our hearts because it was the car we started with in TDU2. It's making a return in TDUSC. You'll be able to drive and buy the Ferrari California. I think it's a really nice nod, and for me, really a car that I love. I'm happy to bring it to this TDU expansion.
So yes, the return of the California, I think it's a fantastic touch, and possibly, if it's possible to do so, that might actually be the first car to jump into to take ourselves back to Ibiza, jumping into the California. Very nice touch from the devs.
Alain was talking about the Ferrari California, but it's not the only car coming this season. There will also be the SVJ Jago, a special edition of the SVJ already available in-game.
Nice. Another Lamborghini. Yes, it's a car we've already got, but that's a beautiful looking one. Let's just quickly come back to that little screenshot that we did just have there. That looks absolutely fantastic. The Aventador, the SVJ rather, is a car that I decided not to go with in Season 1, and we can now jump into this SVJ for Season 2. Fantastic, and it looks absolutely awesome.
Available in-game, and then the Celine editions. The Celine editions are simply cars that we have carefully selected to be prepared as car customizers would. You'll be able to unlock these cars after reaching a certain level of influence within your clan, and then going to that car dealer and purchasing those cars. So you have this workshop, also something we want.
So let's just quickly recap there. The introduction again of Selena return into the game with some of the additions we've got here. The Abarth 500 particularly looks absolutely stunning. The Alpine, the 4C, that'll be the Fenner outside there, which will be a hybrid Fenner, which will now be a 4-wheel drive. Nice touch, nice liveries that we're going to see here with Celine coming back into the game. That one there looks absolutely fantastic. The new car dealership there also, so much improvements so far.
Also something we wanted to bring back, and then you have the car dealer. You can directly enter the workshop, meet other players. It's like an open-air workshop that offers a lot of things, like a mega hub. There, you will also find all the players' cars arranged here and there in the hub. Players will be able to talk about their cars, and that's a bit what TDU is about, discussing cars, saying, hey, I love cars, your ride is awesome. That's what we want to bring back in the gaming experience.
So they're bringing it back basically to interaction in game. We're going to be able to talk with one another about the cars. We can see the big open hub that we're all going to be in there. And what I've seen so far is these hubs are going to be expanded from 8 to 16 players. And of course, we can talk about proximity. We'll get into that one a little bit later. The proximity chat also changing in game. Big improvements, like what I see so far. Now let's dive into Celine a little bit more and see what we're getting with the reintroduction of Celine.
Celine is the company run by this iconic character from TDU2 who is returning. This organization actually sets up a competition between streets and sharps on Ibiza. Celine is an organization that creates an event on Ibiza, and it will be a complete break with the Hong Kong Island experience, since we will be on something less organic. Here, the races are completely organized. You will see it with how the streets and the cars look, but also because there will be this whole circuit adventure brought to the game, meaning that the player will experience a racing track with a crowd watching them. What's really cool with these...
Yes, this is what I wanted to see. Moving away from the big focus that has been street racing in games so far, and we're now moving back towards these circuit style races. We can see that there's hard lines on the outside, there's crowds, and there's going to be dedicated circuits that we have here, and I think this is great going forward. This is something I truly wanted to see. Yes, it's great being able to do all of these street races, but we were missing the aspect of circuit races. We of course had the stadium in Hong Kong for Season 1, and for me it wasn't used enough, but now these circuits are going to be circuit focused. Ideally here with no traffic, we're going to have purposeful race circuits. Fantastic. I absolutely love this from the devs. A fantastic addition. These crowds on the outside as well. A bit of atmosphere.
There will be a rotation and restriction system for each of them, which will offer a lot of replayability for the different events.
Now, this is going to be one of the hot topics. This is something we spoke about when we obviously done the first video about Season 2. How are we actually going to get to Ibiza from the island? How are we going to travel all that distance? It's like an 18-hour flight. This is obviously something I have been looking forward to, finding out how we actually get to Ibiza.
As I was saying, there will be Celine races, which will be clan races between streets and sharps, and this will allow you to gain influence. Speaking of the clan races, obviously this means you will need to be part of a clan. It will be a prerequisite before joining Ibiza. All of this...
So there was the first little snippet of a requirement, a barrier to entry essentially. We have to reach reputation level 12 and be a part of a clan, whether it's the sharps or the streets, before you can get to Ibiza. So anybody that has completely ignored the reputation levels previously, you're going to struggle here. You're going to have to do a lot of work to get to Ibiza. Completing that out, of course, it looks like we should be well prepared for getting ourselves over to Ibiza. That's the first little snippet we have seen so far.
All of this will come with the usual seasonal content. So you will have a solar pass with 25 levels. Of course, this will be offered, and you will gain access.
So another 25 levels of Solar Pass. Hopefully, we've seen a little bit of a tweak to that. We know there's obviously not been the most amount of joy from the Solar Pass with the rewards, the stickers and such. But the first snippet here of the VT Lambo looks
Access in
awesome.
the Solar Pass, if you complete it, to the Lamborghini Diablo VT.
So replacing the Audi e-tron GT from the previous Solar Pass, we're going to be getting the VT Lambo. Stoked with that one. I would have liked to have been able to access it sooner, but if that's a reward for the Solar Pass this season, that's absolutely fantastic. A huge upgrade on the RS
VT.
e-tron GT.
You can also win the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, either by competing, by joining the Solar Court, or by becoming the Solar King or Solar Queen.
A little bit disappointed with this one. The Chiron being a reward is great. That's what we want to see. However, getting to that reward without changes in game. Now, we've obviously not got to Season 2 just yet as of recording. But the Pininfarina Battista was essentially unreachable as we couldn't do the ranked racing. If there has been a change to ranked racing, which fingers crossed guys, there's going to be, then yes, we'll be able to access the Chiron. If not, then we're going to have to wait to Season 4 to be able to buy that. Now, quickly touching on the Pininfarina Battista, of course, if you didn't manage to win that one through Season 1, we cannot buy that until Season 3. So equally, if we cannot win the Chiron in Season 2, we're going to have to wait till Season 4 to be able to buy this specific Chiron. So let's just see what they do for us, how they develop the ranked racing to be able to advance through the Solar Court, to be able to win the Chiron.
Finally, to complete the season, each week you'll have live events with the arrival of car appearances, which are actually custom liveries carefully.
Nice. Big hit on the channel has been the live event every single week. And I haven't had too much of a problem with the rewards. I have focused more on the physical racing itself, what car we chose, how many different styles of cars we chose for the different races we've got. The devs have listened, and perhaps a lot of people weren't happy with the rewards, whether it was a cowboy hat, a coat, a jacket, whatever it might be. That hasn't been a bother to me. The fact that we've had these live races has been the hot topic, and they have been revolutionary for Season 1. Moving into Season 2, we can now see that the rewards are going to be some very interesting car liveries, and I like it. I think this is good. It is a step in the right direction to give us rewards that we're actually going to use, that are purposeful in game, and it's an interesting livery. Is it one we're all going to use? Probably not. I'll probably don these liveries, especially for thumbnails, especially to show that we have completed those live events. I like this, and it is definitely a step in the right direction from Nacon, from KT Racing.
Crafted. So all of this was really the seasonal content we wanted to bring to the player with the arrival of Ibiza. Now, we've heard the players. There are also things we'll be adding right away. And one that people really cared about is the 360 steering wheel animation.
Now that's a big update, isn't it? There has been a lot of issues, and it's one of the issues I have had with game. I like to drive in the cockpit, and again, I did touch on this video previously. The animations of the character, whether it's taking your hand off the wheel to the gear stick back on, was too slow. Certain cars that were automatic with flappy paddle gearboxes, they were still taking their hand off to change gear, things like that. Hopefully that's improved, but we can see the focus here on the steering wheel animations, the lack of input in game relative to us physically using the steering wheel. It is one of the reasons I don't personally use a steering wheel for most of the videos I do. I do use them on controllers. My full rig setup is literally just sitting here beside me, so I can hopefully start to use that for the upcoming videos.
Our goal is to bring back the wheel animation at actual 1:1 scale. So when you're driving with the steering wheel, you will have exactly the same angle in the game. That's now done, available on all cars, and it's also available for the controller. And that's really cool because it will improve the cockpit experience as well when you're playing with a controller. For us, it was really important that these players don't feel left out. And for this 360 steering wheel animation, that we call this way because for us, we are making a 360 animation, you will be able to choose in the settings the angle you want for maximum steering.
Absolutely perfect. AI bots, another hot topic.
We've also seen your feedback on the AI. We know there are issues and that it is still improvable. We understand it's a topic close to your heart, and we're working extensively on it right now. With Season 2, major improvements will be brought to the game. It will affect the difficulty, especially for higher levels, and it will affect aggressiveness as well.
Yes. You guys have heard the calls. You've also gave the feedback in the comments as well that the AI difficulty has been a hot topic throughout Season 1. They're either unbelievably fast and we cannot catch them, or we lose them at turn 1 and we never have a competition. They are addressing this issue. They hear our pleas, and we're going to see a revised AI difficulty. Fantastic. We needed to see this happen. But they also touched on aggressiveness. Are we now going to get rammed more? Are we going to get boxed in on corners? Are we going to get switchbacks through certain corners? A whole host that they are touching on with this one, and I think that's huge for the game.
Things will be much better regarding the difficulty of the AI. Experts will be easier to beat, but you will also reach expert level less quickly.
Proximity chat. Another one that I'm so looking forward to. There's a lot that can be done with this one. Let's hear what the devs have going to tell us before we touch on this.
It was important for us to take a step forward with the voice chat by putting the emphasis on proximity for the voice chat within the hubs. But we also took the opportunity to add it to the open world. Now, when you meet players on Hong Kong Island or in Ibiza, you will be able to speak directly with them.
So, on the live maps, it does seem that we can now talk with one another within proximity, whether we are out touring down a freeway through the back streets, or we're sitting, taking pictures of our car at scenic locations. If we are in close proximity to one another, we can chat, we can talk about racing. Do you want to go and carry out this race or that race? Do you want to go and do some exploration together, whether it's collecting the solar points, the unlockables within the game, or do we want to join up with one another, do some map discovery, road discovery? I love it. That is what we wanted to see within game. Of course, the likes of Assetto Corsa having proximity chat. We already had it to an extent in game when we were at the Solar Hotel, but now we can have it in the open map, the open world. Huge update for TDU. Now we move over to Season 2 actually. This is going to be quite interesting because it does tell us a lot going forward with the game and what we should be expecting with Seasons 3, perhaps even Seasons 4.
We're not stopping here. After this new season on TDUSC, of course, many improvements and a lot of new content are coming. Some improvements we're working on continuously, as much as possible. But there are also the next seasons, and particularly Season 3, which has already been announced with the Clan War feature.
So, Clan War feature Season 3 will be March 25th. Yeah, let's give us a little bit more breathing space, guys. Let's hear what they've got to say.
The Clan War feature. But we also saw your feedback. We have listened to and read a lot, all the comments from the TDU community. What's important for us today is to sit down with you and clearly tell you that our main objective is to fix TDU as it should be, but also as the community expects it to be. What we have decided for now, for Season 3, is to postpone the Clan War feature that was planned, and to adjust Season 3's content. Because for us, the most important is to keep the identity of TDU, and address the questions and requests from our community. There is
So Season 3 is going to be delayed already. I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like that has been released to us very, very early. We're still over 3 months ahead of when Season 3 was meant to come, and they want to postpone that already. Now, does that mean the actual Season 3 is going to be postponed, or Season 3 is still going to happen and the content of it is postponed? That wasn't overly clear. Maybe need to do a bit more digging into that one. But they obviously recognise an issue within the game. Many people talking about it. I'm not mad at it. If they know there's an issue, then yeah, they want to fix it. That's fine. We probably need to know more about that one going forward.
issues that have been raised and with which we fully agree. We need to make adjustments. We need to bring content to the game that meets the expectations of the players, the TDU fan base. And we want to focus as quickly as possible on this content and improvements for TDU. So, the Ibiza Season 2 that we just introduced will be released as planned But after that, our priority will be to make sure that TDU truly becomes TDU again. So there are lots of improvements that we've discussed with the community that we wish to make before we can offer, for example, the clan war. So in the next season, after Season 2, the focal point will be on fixing the gameplay. Many things still need to be improved in TDU, whether it involves the lobbies, the gameplay itself, AI difficulty. We will continue to make improvements. Many issues have been raised, and they need to be fixed as quickly as possible. But it's not just about fixing. It's also about bringing new features. Features that will speak to the fans of the series, the TDU series. I think it's important for the community, and also for us, because we want to make the best TDU possible. We see the criticism, and it hurts. And we, just as much as the community, want the game to move forward in the right direction. So fixing the gameplay, adding new features, this will come with Season 3 and
Interesting, and I think that's actually very telling from the game going forward. They hear the cries, they understand there are issues. We won't gloss away from that. We've tried to obviously shine a light on the good parts of the game, and that should be, where we are. But they understand there are rectifications that are required, and that is the focus, and I think that fundamentally is massive going forward. It is what we want to see. We want this to be the best game we can have. The devs quite clearly hurt by some of the comments, understandable, and that's now going to be the focus for Season 3. I applaud that one, and I look forward to seeing how they address the issues going forward. So like I mentioned a little earlier, guys, recording this today, the content isn't ready for us just yet to jump over into Season 2. We can see that the maintenance has started. They made us aware that they were going to be downing the servers whilst the upgrade did happen. From 8:30 UTC today as of recording, we can download this from 9 AM UTC, 30 gigabytes on Steam, 34 gigabytes on PlayStation, and 45 gigabytes on Xbox. So that's fine. Big update, big download. Make sure we've all got that ready. And a little update we did just have there, 14:02, so 2 minutes past 2 this afternoon. Testing phase is in progress. Everything's going according to plan. And yeah, they thank us for understanding. We are primed, we are ready, we are sitting on the edges of our seats, ready to jump into Season 2, ready to jump into Ibiza. So lastly, we will quickly jump over into Steam, and I kind of wanted to touch on everything else that we have got here. Of course, all of the release notes, everything we kind of want to expect going forward. Like they've already mentioned, heading over to Ibiza on a 1-to-1 scale, much like we did have over in Hong Kong. Now we have 20 new clan levels, the new solar pass with exclusive rewards, and of course new cars. Like the guys just spoke about there, the AI has been revamped and a more balanced difficulty level that we have got coming. Looking forward to this one. A summary of it all, the new map, new cars, new content, AI being rebalanced, steering wheel animations being completely fixed, proximity chat now available to us, and of course the dev diary that we just walked through. But what else can we really be looking at here? What else is attracting us to move over into Season 2? What should we be looking forward to? Although nostalgia is going to be a big part of all of this, many people are coming into this without playing the previous versions of Test Drive and haven't experienced Ibiza as of yet. So it's going to be a whole new experience for all of these guys who are new to the game. Now, one thing I kind of tried to touch on in the video, the devs didn't talk about all too much, and that's how we get to Ibiza. From Hong Kong to Ibiza, it's a fair journey, but what we are now getting is a special heliport in the northern part of the Hong Kong island, and this will directly transfer us over to Ibiza. No messing about there. That's actually quite good in my opinion. It's a clear move between Ibiza and the Hong Kong map. Happy to see this one. Like we already spoke about as well, we need to be reputation level 12 for sharps or streets before we can fly to Ibiza. That's going to be big for the people who haven't concentrated on the clan progress so far. So perhaps a slight barrier of entry, but if you guys haven't concentrated on the clan progress, you simply cannot access the new map. What else do we have going forward? Well, 16 players simultaneously can be within these new hubs that we have here. Upgrading that from 8, I don't think I've ever seen any of those rooms full, but perhaps a more condensed map. We may have more people, you know, in these hubs. I quite like that one. Let's see how it is going forward. 20 new clan levels. There are now 70 levels to complete for the clan progress. That's huge, a lot of progress to get done there. Clan races in Ibiza are organised by Selena, as they spoke about, without traffic. That's big. No traffic for these clan events. I like it. We're not going to have many obstacles. It's going to be more circuit focused, and I like that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping into that one. What else have we got? New cars in the Celine specific dealership. This will be the Ferrari California from Test Drive Unlimited 2, the Aventador Jago edition. What else do we have then? We have got the 500 Abarth, the Alfa Romeo 4C, the Alpine A110, Chevrolet Corvette C1, and the W Motors, the Fenner, like we kind of spoke about earlier, going to have a hybrid Fenner, rather, which will of course be four-wheel drive rather than the rear-wheel drive. At the launch, also, the launch compensation will be available on Wednesday for all Gold Edition players who have played the game before October 12th. This includes the 911 Carrera Coupe Adventurer Edition, as well as packs of 5 Pioneer of the Solar stickers. Stickers, nobody's really bothered about them all too much, are they? But we can now see from Wednesday we will get that 86 Porsche 911 Coupe. That's fantastic. We're getting the compensation that we were looking for. 25 levels of Solar Pass will be offered to all players, with the end reward being the Diablo VT. Like that as a touch. Going to quickly progress through that, and that's probably going to be the first focus for myself, to unlock the Diablo VT. New car paints, new rims, new clothes, new emotes, new solar coins, well, more solar coins essentially, from the Solar Pass. So it looks like it's going to be largely a copy and paste exercise from the first Solar Pass. I'm not mad, I'm not equally not happy about that one. I would have liked to seen it change up a little bit, but if that's what we've got to expect, we managed to progress through the previous Solar Pass very quickly. I would expect the same with the new Solar Pass. Like we also spoke about as well, these liveries, they're actually quite cool for some of the live events. Live events will continue to be published every Wednesday, 8 AM UTC, which works absolutely perfectly for me. And like we can see, the rewards are going to be these special liveries designed for each car. We'll probably be donning those ones throughout the game. Looking forward to that one. What else have we got here then? We've got Season 2 also brings Solar Crown competition and new car prizes to rank up towards King or Queen. And like they obviously spoke about, the Bugatti Chiron SS 300 Plus will be the reward for winning or topping out the Solar Crown. Hopefully that's been revised, so it's going to actually be, we're actually going to be able to work our way towards that. I had an extreme level of difficulty to getting into the ranked matchmaking races. Hopefully that's going to be addressed. They have mentioned that they are aware that the ranked matchmaking experience isn't optimal, to say the least, and the development team is actively working on something new to improve the overall experience for all players. Fingers crossed, once again, we see a complete revamp of the ranked racing. AI rebalancing, we already know what's going on there. The steering wheel animations, once again, we know what's going on there. Proximity chat, once again, I think is huge, that we can now talk with one another whilst in a game, and it's going to be interesting to see just how well the proximity chat works, however close or near we truly are. And then lastly, like they've mentioned, the update for Steam is 38 gigabytes. That there is happening right now for me. The game's downloaded, it's ready to go. I am tentatively waiting to jump over into Season 2, where of course we will get out all our Season 2 content. So let me know, guys, are you happy overall with the dev diaries? Are you happy overall with what we're getting with Season 2? Have you got Season 2 ready to go? And what are you looking forward to most? I hope you've enjoyed today's little overview, diving into what to expect with Season 2. I did want today's video to be us moving into the map. Unfortunately, the game is just not ready for that. By the time I get the video made, edited and uploaded, it simply won't be ready for my usual slot. So this one's out today. Tomorrow, all things going well, guys, we will be over in Ibiza for Season 2. Be sure to stay tuned for more content on Test Drive Unlimited. Solar Crown.